To understand your core values, you have to understand and know your culture. And in order to do that, you need to know what culture is. The reason culture is so hard to define is because culture is everything. It's a collection of people that together create a way of being. When you enter in their space, culture is what you sense and feel through your skin, nose, ears, eyes, and heart. It's the scent in the air, the laughter, the seriousness, the way people are treated, the way people interact, the way they communicate, the way they carry themselves, the unspoken language, the level at which they function or don't function, and the way they treat each other. Culture engulfs all of this. Culture is everything. When you know what defines your culture through a few easy to understand core value statements, you can instantly see which team members, customers, or suppliers fit or don't fit in your culture. Herb Kelleher, founder of Southwest Airlines, talks about an upset customer, Diane von Thursterberg, who wrote him a letter and said she didn't like the company's ambiance. Herb wrote back to a dissatisfied Diane stating that he didn't know what ambiance was. He was just damn glad to hear that they had one. When Thursterberg was complaining about Southwest's ambiance, she was saying that she didn't like their culture. And at Southwest, if you don't like the jokes, humor, and camaraderie that is ingrained in their culture, you might reconsider flying with them or working with them because you won't change it. Southwest and many other successful companies live by a set of clear and documented core values that define their culture. It makes it easy for them to decide who they should and should not associate with, because as we know, you can't be all things to all people. Unfortunately, the term core values has become a buzz phrase, and although many companies display their core values on the wall, the entire culture might not live them or even know what they mean. The reason is that core values have become a management flavor of the day. In many companies, core values are proudly displayed all over the office, where most people snicker at them because they don't know what they mean, or few in the organization live them. And then there are companies that don't put a lot of thought into defining words like integrity, commitment, and attitude. They sound good, but your culture doesn't know what they mean. At EOS worldwide, we get the leadership team to get clear on a few statements or words that leave nothing to interpretation in defining their culture, and we get them to live them by hiring, firing, rewarding, and recognizing people based on what those core value statements mean. Those that don't fit either adjust and realign their values or they leave. We get someone from the company, usually the founder, to deliver a core value speech so that everyone understands what the core value statements mean. They explain what the core value is, the story behind it, and give some analogies and or examples behind each of them. The core value speech is about taking your core values off the wall and living them. Here is Lindsay Dodd, visionary and founder at Savia IT Solutions, defining his first core value, be curious. This is an excellent example because after you hear it, there is no confusion on what it means.
Number one, let's talk about being curious. We've described be curious as driven by curiosity. We seek to listen, to learn, and to understand. So what does that really mean? At the heart of curiosity are questions. We ask a lot of questions before we move to answers. The more that we know about our customers, our partners, and our people, the better we can help. Curiosity is about learning. In our industry, we need to be learning every day. And nothing stays stable in IT. We change every day. Each and every day we need to be learning about new technology, new skills, new companies, and new people. Curiosity is about how can I help? Curiosity is the foundation of humility. Only when you are truly curious about people can you be of humble service to them. Curiosity is the natural enemy of arrogance. It is impossible to be arrogant and truly curious at the same time. We absolutely love people who are curious about us, and it works both ways. Curiosity kills the most dreadful of habits, and that's the assumption. We cannot assume and be curious at the same time.
No two companies have the same core values, and each has their own way of telling the story. Giving examples and analogies solidifies the meaning of the core value. Here's Dave Wallace, founder of SPECS, Specialized Property Evaluations Control Services Limited. giving an example to further help define their meaning of teamwork.
We are a team of net givers, not net users. At the end of the day, we understand that we must give more than we get, or we will not succeed in our goals. An example of this teamwork that really stands out for me is the Calgary Flood of 2013. This was the single largest source of property damage in Canadian history at the time. As a team, we provided 26 appraisers from across the country to assist the 4 personnel in the local branch. From logistics to emergency reporting in critical situations, we provided our clients with the resources they needed to return their lives back to normal as fast as possible. At just the surface level, our people canceled their vacations, and those that went to site spent weeks at a time away from home. The team was not only those people that went to site, but just as importantly, that those that stayed at home and picked up the extra work that we normally get over that period in the local market. No one stood up on our team and said, I did this or that, and no one was recognized as contributing more than another person. But the company received numerous accolades from a number of different sources for our response.
The core value story leaves no person in the culture uncertain about its meaning. The story is documented or even videotaped so that it can be consistently delivered and clearly understood by every single team member in the organization. It's a lot easier to assess who fits and who doesn't fit a culture when everyone clearly understands and lives the core value statements. Because everyone at Savia and Specs clearly understand their culture, it just follows that everyone knows whether they fit or not. So will everyone in your organization if you take the time to take the core value statements off your wall and implement their true meaning into your culture through your documented or recorded story. It's nice that your core values are on your wall, in your boardroom, and in your company manual, but by having and delivering the story behind them ensures that they're not just on the wall, but in the hearts of every person in your organization. When everyone in your organization is being hired, fired, recognized, and rewarded in line with clearly understood core values that define your culture, we promise, without going all kumbaya on you, that magic will start to happen.
To have a healthier and more productive management team, go to www.themiraclemanager.com.